Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back. We are continuing our adventures of playing Paper Mario. We also realized, because we left this thing on for a while, that Mario falls asleep like most Nintendo characters do.
It's adorable.
Actually, I think most video game characters
Ooh,
characters
that
do.
bush just moved.
What?
Look at that.
What?
Every time you hit the...
Oh, no.
What? I was not ready. Oh, my goodness.
It got me.
What?
That says
I
I'm
still
ready to
don't
be
know what the,
entertained.
anger bubble means.
I think they're just stronger.
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh, wait.
You have 3 ring moves?
How am I supposed to do this?
I don't know.
Okay, well, if I have 3 ring moves, I don't have a huge incentive to... Oh, no, I have so few time left. Ugh.
You can buy more time. Press plus.
Mo, you doubted me, and look what happened.
I did. Sorry.
I got it.
You had it.
Yeah.
I should have known.
And I got all of them. I could use that boots. I feel like the angry shrooms don't make a difference. Like, they're just so weak that it could be angry or
Yeah.
whatever. And it'd be completely fine. Have we talked about educated on this podcast?
No, we
yet?
have not.
Oh my gosh. I call
Also,
this a
this
podcast.
is not a podcast. It's like Leonora. Oh, look, we found it.
It's kind of spooky. It's a skeleton of Koopa Trooper.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
Well-
really sad.
Well, technically it's a dry bones, so
Oh,
and they're
okay.
immortal.
By a very much alive dry bones.
That's the second we found. How many were we supposed to find?
4. Or no, I think 3, because the guy was trying to steal the last one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So. Oh.
Rest your weary bones. You in a better
Aw.
place now. I have no
But
idea
I
what
thought
that
dry
place
bones was
is.
alive. I'm confused.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much
okay. I
alive.
was like, pause. Hold up.
Hey, I'm fine, and I'm not a Koopa Trooper. I'm a dry
just
bones.
dehydrated.
Somehow I knew that was gonna happen. That he was just gonna be like, "Screw you, thinking I'm dead. How dare you discriminate against a pile of bones? We're just as alive
Get
as any
it
other creature."
together.
She just said, "We'll never forget you." There we go. Cool. Okay, so the book Educated.
Yes.
We probably have discussed this book before, but not in great detail.
Yeah. I actually don't know if we've talked about it on this before.
It probably is one of the
Yeah.
episodes that didn't make it up.
Maybe so.
Yeah. One of the ones when we were testing our, mics. Let's just say that. Oh, jeez. Is it the fall? So, basic plot, because we have talked about it, but we've never, analyzed it.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
these are interesting plot details for
Yeah.
Trevor. We're just like, she got a truck! And it's like, you probably can do a more intelligent analysis of this book. Don't forget about my friends. Just leaves the rest of them there and doesn't bother. Cool. Okay, so your thoughts, Mo? This one's
Oh,
angry.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. Oh gosh, I don't even know where to start. I think the biggest thing. Whoa, what is
Oh
happening?
no, he's being eaten.
Oh no! Go get it! Go get it!
I
Go
just like
rescue
how Mario's
it!
like, I can miss one. I don't.
What?
It's decapitated. I think that's its arm over there. You are now cursed by the head of Toad. Ooh, I don't have a body. You know exactly where I was going with that. I'm kidding. My body's just folded. See?
Freaked us out, man. Aww. I'm the one they were afraid of.
Now vengeance is mine. Yeah.
That
You know
was
what?
amazing.
Same, bro. Same.
That was
That's an entire
amazing.
mood. You know, get your shmoney. That Koopa looks sad.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, educated.
Educated. Oh gosh, I honestly don't even know where to start. It was so well written. It was so well thought out. I think that she gave language to, just like that unique environment that she grew up in. So like being so isolated, not really having access. I mean, just not having access to education at all. Doing homeschooling that really wasn't homeschooling at all. And growing up with like a parent that has clearly some sort of mental illness issue, poverty, like there's just so many themes in that book. And she just does a really good job of weaving them all together. And there's this moment where she like describes kind of this like new version of herself that she had to become as she moved out of that environment, and kind of the tension that emerged between, you know, who she had been in her parents' house and who she was now, like just for herself. And I just think, like, I'm not even going to try to repeat whatever it was said, because she just said it so well. I think she just did a really good job of articulating that to other people. Like, I feel like a lot of people have tried to describe that sort of thing, and she just nailed it.
Yeah. I mean, she had the disadvantage of being, like, in an extreme... Oh, Jesus.
We were not
God.
prepared. Oh,
No.
my gosh.
No. We were trying to have a serious conversation, and all of a sudden it's just like, I'm about to die.
I see. This is amazing.
Back to childhood trauma now.
But yeah, it also, the other thing that kind of, this was a late realization for me, but what I love about the book so much too is there's so much packed into it that you kind of keep coming back to it, and every time you come back to it, you notice something else that like you hadn't really noticed in the book before. And so something I was thinking about a couple weeks ago was kind of the lack of oversight for homeschooling, particularly in America. Like, people say that they're homeschooled and then they can kind of just run that school, quote unquote, however they want. And there's really no accountability, which is kind of terrifying. Like, I remember in elementary school, I was homeschooled. So I was homeschooled through elementary school and middle school, but I took 1 year. Basically, when my parents were having their 5th kid, they were like, we can't do this homeschooling nonsense. We're sending them all to school. And then they took us all back out again the year after. And so in elementary school, like, I remember we like really didn't do homeschooling. Like, I ran homeschool for my brothers outside of the garage. You're making a face.
For a second? It's like, pop out, just pop out. Or sure, don't mind if I do. I'm about to pop off on you before I pop out of this streamer. I'm trapped in this thing, lady.
This is amazing.
You think I want to be gumming up the works like this? What does gumming up the works mean? No one can get to Autumn Mountain. Okay, cool. Now you can continue. You were saying, Mo?
Oh. So just like, so in my situation, there was like, it kind of just made me realize how, you know, when people say they're homeschooling, like, they can kind of do whatever they want and there isn't any oversight for what that looks like. And so by the time I got to high school, like, I really had not had much of an education. Like, I remember in middle school, my parents would hand me like the box of like curriculum, right? And it would have like the teacher's guide and the student's guide. And they were just like, you know, here. And I would literally use the teacher's guide. I never opened up the student's guide. I never opened up the textbooks. I just basically cheated my way through middle school. And it just made me realize, like, yeah, that probably isn't something that should be able to happen. Like, there should be some kind of oversight for when people are saying that they're homeschooling. Because people can kind of just do whatever they want. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
It's difficult to have this conversation in the States.
As
right?
you're fighting Goombas.
Yeah, well, that too. As I'm fighting these mushrooms, you know. I don't know. It's like people in the United States view their freedom in a very different terms than people like even in Europe do. So in the United States,
Ooh, please expand on that.
Well, it's almost like this militaristic defense of freedoms that doesn't exist in Europe. People are kind of like, something that can be justified for the common good, like, that's a freedom I'm willing to sacrifice. And it's not that they necessarily see it as an infringement on their rights. It's more like, I don't necessarily know how to explain it, but they're just like, if I can help someone, then I think that's probably something I should do. Which is just like a form of, I don't know how to phrase this, like a form of ethics I don't think it's as common in the United States.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
This dang Goomba, gosh. Sorry. We're trying to have a serious conversation.
I know.
It's like,
the Goombas are like, we demand attention.
Yeah, no. I also probably should go down and heal because I am low on health.
Oh,
I can just
yikes.
eat a mushroom. I wonder what's the difference between eating a mushroom and eating a Goomba. That's a conversation for a different time. And this is a little bit, maybe the culture's changed in Europe a little bit, and I hate to like generalize European culture,
yeah,
'cause
fair.
it's not really a thing, because you kind of see like these movements in Germany where they're basically protesting the parliament at the moment because they think the restrictions against them are too tough, and I don't know what the restrictions are at the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have a comment on that when I haven't researched the topic thoroughly.
Fair.
But you never hear of people homeschooling their kids in Europe, ever. And in the United States, a lot of times when I hear people homeschooling, a lot of times it's like, well, the city doesn't have like a good educational system, and I've never heard anyone voice that concern in Europe as much.
No, I mean, like, the resources for our educational system are in trouble to begin with. But I think that when you just make it acceptable for people to quote-unquote homeschool their children, and you have no way of, like, making sure that's actually happening, I don't know. Like, I think that's how you end up with...
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid generalizing about homeschooling at the same time, because I know people who
That's
were
fair.
homeschooled that
And
loved
it's
and
like, and a lot of other people do take it seriously.
Yeah.
You know, like, their parents actually teach, and there's, like, structure and curriculum, and
Yeah.
that's very different. But it's like, that should be the norm. That should be what homeschooling is. I just don't think that there's any kind of accountability for making sure that's actually what's happening.
I don't know what the mushroom does. I thought that would heal me, but apparently it doesn't, so I hope I'm not screwed. Oh, no, it did. Okay.
Okay, good.
I think that just counted as movement. No, I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm just trying to figure out how to...
Oh, you're good.
It's tough to have a conversation and play this game at the same time.
It really
And
is.
I really wish I got all of them, and I didn't. I'm just gonna go for these angry ones, see if
Yeah.
I can get all 4 of them.
You got your iron boots. We should be good.
Yeah. I think part of it too, though, is like compensation for teachers in Europe is so much better. Like if you're a math major in college, right, you don't want to become a teacher because that's like a waste of everyone's time and money, and your
money.
what are you gonna make at most $50,000 a year?
If that. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's a high estimate, but I'm just being like
Yeah,
very
yeah.
generous to the educational system at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what I can do. And it gave me 2 movements. Sweet. There we go. Cool. Okay. And I'm definitely gonna use... Oh, no. Well, I might as well do that. What was that?
What was that? We've never done that.
No. I wonder if it's like an Iron Boots thing, or it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm not gonna show the animation because they're dead anyways.
Right? What does that
Figured.
mean?
Enemies thrown.
Uh-oh. What is that enemy? We've never
Oh, and
seen.
it ran away. What?
What? I'm so confused.
Okay. I might run back down just to heal because I don't like, you know.
Oh
these-
yeah. I don't like this
Pulsing
red
blood.
pulsing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. This is freaky.
Okay.
This is concerning.
Run. Well, I'm good because I killed enemies down here.
run.
Whereas in Europe, like, I'm sure the salary's not quite as competitive as it would be if you were to go in the field of mathematics, but it's like you can make a decent living.
Yeah.
Well, were you debating when there was the healthcare topic too?
Yep.
One of the most persuasive arguments was just like, if you make nationalized healthcare, then people don't have to be as... Oh, I probably should rescue that toad right there. Have to be as concerned about their healthcare, and so they're more likely to go to different jobs because their healthcare is the same regardless.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which, when they say free healthcare, at least this is how it works in Estonia, you still have to pay a copay.
Yeah.
Like, you still pay
Yeah.
for your medical benefits. It's just
Yeah.
the government is the insurer,
Subsidizing a lot of it. Yeah.
And as always in any country, if you have more money, then you get better healthcare.
What else stuck out to you about the book?
I don't know, like, her father's behavior is very odd to me.
Yeah.
And I agree that
Yeah.
he probably has some form of mental disability, although I don't like her diagnosing him with
Yeah.
bipolar
it's also
disorder.
just like, it's hard to know if you're. Yeah. That's why you don't really make diagnoses if you're in a relationship with someone. Yeah. Best to just let them go to a psychiatrist. But I mean, it's like her dad's not going to go. So it's better for her to acknowledge, like, something's not right. This is not something I can fix.
Right. Honestly,
But that's different than, like, making a diagnosis. I agree with you.
Honestly, too, her mom's behavior was very odd to me because it was like
very
she,
enabling.
Well, she even admitted that he had a problem though,
Yeah.
and but she refused to do anything about it. And in fact, when she was confronted about it, she said, "Oh no, this is all just in your head."
Yeah.
And
It was really interesting. There was a moment, I forget where it is in the book, but there's a moment where she talks about this, and she's like, I don't understand how in one moment my mother can say, yes, your father probably has some sort of mental illness issue, and like maybe we need to get help with that, but then when dad is in the room, it becomes, no, you're the crazy one.
Yeah.
And she writes about thinking that her thought process was, I think my mother has just learned to like mirror other people around her in order to survive. And so in that moment where she admitted that like something was probably wrong with her dad,
She was doing
she was
that to survive.
just mirroring,
Okay.
her daughter's behavior, because in that moment she could, because her husband wasn't there. And I don't know. I mean, that's just her theory. It made sense, though, that, like, I don't know. That seemed like a solid explanation for that kind of behavior. But it's also just tough, because, I mean, it's like, what is that like as a daughter?
Yeah.
You know? Ugh.
Darn it.
Felt so bad for her.
Yeah. I mean, at least she escaped. I kind of feel bad for her siblings because they're just forever going to live this life of, like, being under their parents' I don't know, wing in a kind of semi-abusive relationship. Well, it's less that like that one son is in an abusive relationship. It's more like her sister is.
Yeah.
Because her sister admitted that her brother abused them physically and mentally, and then got labeled the crazy one. It was like, no, you're right. I was wrong and I lied and made everything up.
I also just love the way that she, like, phrased things. There were two ways that she just articulated her experience in ways that were just so solid. And I was like, oh my goodness, so many people have tried to, like, speak to this, but they have not done it so succinctly. And what your dishes just, like, got really mad at us.
Yeah, they just fell down.
So there's this one kind of theme that she uses throughout the book about, like, choices being, like, the choices of your life kind of accumulating, like, sediment. Like, the sedimentation of different choices leading to different outcomes. And I really liked that. I am an English major, so I should know the phrase for that. I think it's, like, I can't remember. There's definitely a literary term for that. But the way that she kind of describes the way that all of the different moments in her life that led to her getting out, and all of the moments in like her siblings' lives or her parents' lives that led to them not, as just kind of this accumulations of choices that makes it harder and harder to change that path once it's been like set down on. Not that it's impossible, but that I don't know, it just made me really think about all of those little moments and those little decisions.
Yeah.
And how much, like, one sibling can make an impact. I really loved that. Like, her one brother, Tyler, made such a positive impact on her life.
And then her one brother, whatever his face was, did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Perfect lineup. Okay. I'm gonna attack these angry ones. Yeah, I was also curious to, like, I know this is never a diagnosis that would happen to figure out if her brother, because he got a lot worse after he had an accident,
Yeah,
right?
there were
like,
2 really bad accidents.
He had an accident where he wasn't
it was
the burn
so
brother, was
bad.
he?
I don't think he was the burn one. I think
Okay.
he fell. This was Sean. I think he fell in a construction site and didn't have,
A
you know,
helmet
like
on,
the
yeah.
protective gear, and basically like
Smashed his
cracked his
brain,
head. Yeah. And then there was a second accident that was like a motorcycle or a car accident.
Where she was like, his brains are falling out or something,
Yeah.
and the doctor was like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is a giant pile of poo.
What in the world?
It's really gross looking.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, it's so gross. What? Who on earth put that door so up high? We can't even get up there. Oh, it's a magic circle. Should we find out what this does next time?
Yes.
Okay.
Next time. I'm so curious.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll find out what's in the giant pile of poo. It's also like, disturbing to look at because it's such a contrast in aesthetics in terms of its surrounding environment. Just like it's very, very 3D and everything else is like, I don't know, why is it so high definition?
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It really jumps out. Bye.